What is successful music education? I asked my students at VIVA Singers Toronto in the preparatory choir, so the youngest singers, what they really love about choir, what they really love about music. 3 major themes came up: singing, instruments, and happiness. The first came as no surprise that the students said that they love to sing in choir. Singing is the main medium through which we make music, and so is really what we're doing most of the time when we're rehearsing. The second is a little bit more layered. A number of students brought up that they really like playing instruments, and one instrument that came up a lot was piano, specifically private piano lessons taken outside of the choir time and outside of school time. I do want to note that during choir practice, we often incorporate found instruments, such as tin cans, soap boxes, paper towel rolls, Kleenex boxes, all sorts of found unpitched percussion mostly into our rehearsals. And it is worth wondering whether those found instruments are also a part of that category. Third, although simple, I think this is the heart of music education. The kids said that choir makes them feel happy, that they feel happy when they're singing. And I think that's at the core of what successful music education is. For me, in reflecting on that question, on that prompt, 3 major themes came up as well: community and connection, process-oriented practice, and a lifetime practice. The first, community and connection, for me is all about how music making, especially music making in an ensemble, so in a choir or in class, you're with other people. And you have to be able to work with other people, create with other people, compose, rehearse, share one's music. It's not something that you can do by yourself. And I think that is at the core of successful music education. It reminded me of a study that I heard about a number of years ago, and I looked up the people behind the study, Kirshner and Tomasello, on joint music making, promoting pro-social behavior in kids. And the premise of it is that being together in time and having shared musical experiences helps people want to be more helpful, altruistic, empathetic. And aren't those all things that we want in our community? Pretty outstanding, I think, that music can play a role in that. The second element of music education being really process-oriented has to do with the steps that are taken in the lead up towards a product. So I think often we think about music education as being all about the performances. And while I do think performance is valuable and can be really quite magical, I think that the way you get there is more important than the concert itself. So for me, process-oriented music education involves students making decisions that impact the experience itself. So students making decisions either in terms of composing and creating the music, or in terms of the rehearsal process, what direction the rehearsal takes, our pacing, all of those different decisions. Empowering students to be part of that process, I think, is really key for successful music education. And then the third idea of a lifetime practice goes to something that Dr. John Feyerabend calls the 30-year plan. So, and here the idea is that as a music teacher, you aren't only teaching the children in front of you, you're teaching them such that they might become adults who feel comfortable singing happy birthday with their friends, who feel comfortable dancing at the weddings they attend, and should they choose to have children of their own someday, that they would feel comfortable singing a lullaby to the kids in their life as adults when they grow up. So that is another important part for me, successful music education. And just quickly, I want to pull up the core values of Fifa Singers Toronto. So there is that element of performance artistry, the highlighting of singing, vocal music education, the idea that music education needs to be for everybody, that leadership and mentoring can be a key aspect of music education, and community. Again, it's all about relationship. In order to have a successful music education program, it has to be about community.